Welcome back. Nonprofit organization Consumer Reports finds that getting a restful night's sleep is essential to your overall well being. The organization is now showing people how they can achieve better sleep to get healthier and improve their physical and mental health. Joining me to discuss is home writer for Consumer Reports, Tanya Christian. Tanya, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I think this is a really interesting, segment because, we're talking about sleep and analyzing our sleep. Now, can you first just explain why it's so important to analyze your sleep?
Absolutely. Sleep is essential to your overall health. It really does affect how you move through life. And so that's why it's important to know how much sleep you're getting and also the quality of sleep. You want to make sure that you are getting a nice, restful sleep to get you through the day.
Now, I want to talk about this. It actually just came up to me right now because I know for so long we've been hearing that you need to get about 8 hours of sleep a day. And then there are some people who are like, you know what, I'm good on 5. Is that true, or do you really do need 8 hours of sleep a day?
Well, they do say 7 to 9 hours. That is what doctors recommend. And I think often we feel like, oh, I got 5 hours, I'm great. But honestly, that can contribute to issues with your immune system and overall health issues. So even though you feel great, your body might be reacting to the lack of sleep that you're getting.
Now, I think it's important when we talk about sleep, to look at a sleep environment. I know that's definitely what Consumer Reports, encourages people to look at. So, what does a good sleep environment look like?
Yeah, so a good sleep environment, as you said, is important. It's really the number one thing to getting good sleep. First off, you want to make sure that the temperature in the room is right. Now, some people might be surprised to know that the temperature that most sleep experts recommend is 65 degrees. So it might feel a little cool to some people, but you have to remember that the temperature in the room is really what tells your body, signals to your body that it's time to sleep and keeps it rested. Also, you want to think about any distractions, disturbances. So if there's a light on your TV, block that out with maybe black masking tape. Or if you sleep with a pet, maybe have an air purifier in there to make sure that the air is clean and allergens are not disturbing your sleep. Another thing, humidity. You want to keep it between 30 and 50%. So if the air in your room is too dry, make sure you put a humidifier in there to add humidity to the room.
Now, you brought up light, and I thought that was really interesting because I know oftentimes when people talk about light, they're usually talking about your cell phone. But this could also be, which I didn't even notice before, but this could be like if you have Wi-Fi, box in your room, those little lights, or the cable box. Those are really small things that we don't really notice. But can you just talk about how they actually do affect your sleep more than you may even realize?
Yes. So, ideally, when you go to sleep, it's completely dark because those small indicator lights can be a disturbance. Just say you wake up in the middle of the night, your body tells you when it's dark out that it's sleep time. It has something to do with your circadian rhythm. And so you want to make sure that you are not interrupting that by bringing light in. And that could be from outside, which is why a number of people use those darkening blinds. But you can also use a $20 sleep mask. If you don't want to go through the hassle of taping everything up, a sleep mask will also do the trick because, again, it's telling you it's completely dark out, it is time to sleep.
Now, what are some key elements that contribute to bad sleep?
Yeah, so we talked about temperature before. If it is too hot in a room, it's going to keep you up. Also, if it's stuffy in a room, if it's too dry in a room, which is why we say bring in that humidifier, all these things will keep you up at night. Again, I have a puppy. He likes to sleep in our bedroom. Allergens, those are what we consider disturbances that can keep you up, or if you go to sleep, can make it very difficult for you to get back to sleep.
Now, what are some things people can do, or maybe what are some symptoms that people may realize just so that they know that they actually may be suffering from a lack of proper sleep?
If you're feeling drowsy throughout the day or you have that sleepy feeling, there's a good chance you did not get enough sleep. Some people even wake up with that feeling that, they are not feeling like they had a restful sleep. These are things that should signal to you you need more sleep.
Now, I want to talk about age a little bit because I know sometimes people feel as they get older, like people will maybe say like, "Oh, well, I'm not a teenager anymore, so I have to get this amount of sleep." But is it because they're getting older, or is it because of those elements that we talked about that they're not really paying attention to?
I think as we get older, we just have more responsibilities. And so a lot of people find it difficult to make time in their schedule to get the full hours. But the truth is, we really do need our sleep. Now, as you get older, seniors, it's just a fact that less sleep comes with that territory. But if you are 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you should be getting the 8 hours recommended by sleep experts.
Now, can a lack of sleep have a negative effect on you throughout the entire day, or is it just in the morning?
Oh, absolutely. It can have an effect throughout the day. And I think people feel it at different periods. There are some people who wake up groggy and they're immediately they know they did not get a good night's rest. But some people it might hit at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm sure you know people who say they have to have a coffee after lunch because their body just naturally gets sleepy at that time. And that's because they're not rested. They're feeling that fatigue that has kicked in from not getting a good night's rest.
And I want to add to that, would you say people who are like, oh, I need a nap when I come home, is that also in response to not getting enough sleep? Or is that just a normal thing that people just need to take a nap?
I am not a sleep expert in the sense that I have not studied this. But what I do know is that that nap for a lot of people is because their body is feeling drained. So their body is naturally telling them, listen, you need more sleep. Now, I imagine there are people who use it as a way to unwind, a 20-minute power nap just before they have to get into that next thing, cook dinner, take care of the kids, do the homework. But if every day you're feeling that I must get sleep, I need a nap now, it is more than likely because you are not getting enough sleep at night. Most people who get enough sleep should be able to make it throughout the day without a nap. And that's because you don't want it to affect your sleep at night. Naps can sometimes disturb your sleep when it comes time to get that rest at night.
Now, Consumer Reports has actually done some research in regards to mattresses, and I think this is really interesting. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we have over 200 mattresses in our ratings. And what's nice about having a membership to CR is that you can see exactly what kind of mattress you need for your body type and for your sleep position. So, the number one thing with buying a mattress, buying a pillow, is you want to make sure that your body is aligned. And so, when you're trying out a mattress, let's say you've had a mattress for 7 to 10 years and you know for sure it's time to get a new one, you want to test it out and make sure that your body is aligned. But with our mattress ratings, it shows you, okay, well, I'm a petite side sleeper. Here are the mattresses for you. And that's important because even a new mattress is not going to be the best mattress for you if your body is not aligned and if it's not conducive to your sleep.
Now, I'm really curious. These are so many like great tips that we should look at. How long does it take to change your habits so you can achieve better sleep long term?
You know, a habit as far as sleep wise can be changed overnight, right? So that means if you typically have your thermostat at and you turn it down to 65, that's something so easy. Or even I mentioned the sleep mask. If you are used to having light come in and you're now sleeping with a sleep mask, these are very helpful things that can be changed overnight. Not looking at your phone throughout the night, that might take a little practice. But what I found is putting it in a little satchel inside of my nightstand is so helpful because it's that added step of having to get it out.
Right.
If you sleep with your phone by your bedside, change it up. Maybe put it outside the room, maybe put it deep in your drawer. It might take some time, but you will get used to it.
I love that tip also because I'm the type of person that I'll put my phone across the room. So when my alarm goes off, I'm like, okay, I have to get up to turn it off
It
because I don't want to hear anymore. So that's a really good tip. Now I want to talk about the mattresses. Now I know a lot of times when people are shopping, they tend to think, the quality is better when something is more expensive. I definitely want you to touch on that. And is that something that you found to be true? Does it really matter if it's a high end versus a low end mattress?
So I'll say this, our top rated mattress runs about $1,900. Our second top rated mattress, $800. So that's proof that it really doesn't matter the price point. You want something that's durable, stable. And as I mentioned before, it's less about the price and more about how you feel on the mattress. Same thing goes for pillows. There are pillows that cost $100. And then there's pillows that cost $25. Both rate very well in our tests, but it's about how you feel at night and how comfortable it is to sleep on a mattress or a pillow. Comfort is key.
And speaking of comfort, there's something called sleep-friendly bedding. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. When it comes to bedding, you want something that's breathable. That is number one. Because as we said, if you're hot, in your sleep environment, it is going to cause disturbances. You are going to wake up. So you want breathable bedding. A lot of times that's cotton. Cotton is very good for that. If you're like me and you use a duvet, make sure that down comforter is also a breathable material. We have a number out there to choose from, but make sure that you're looking at ones that are one, easy to clean. So what we say is they have the pockets that are sewn all the way through. So the fibers within the bedding is sewn all the way through. And again, make sure that it's cotton, it's a breathable fabric so that you are not waking up in the middle of the night with sweats or feeling overly hot.
Right. And I also want to add maybe something that doesn't have too many sequins because it may look cute, but it's not super comfortable. So I definitely wanted to add that. But I just want to say thank you so much for joining us and talking about this. This was a really interesting topic because it's something that honestly everybody can listen to and learn something from it because obviously we all sleep. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
To read the article Tanya wrote on how to get a great night's sleep, please go to Consumer Reports website at www.cr.org. We have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more Open right after this.